So you want to make your N54 run way cooler, oil temp wise and everything else, right? First things first, if you have a stock factory oil cooler, I recommend that you grab the Musselman oil thermostat, the billet one. Tenfold, they helped, they got everything down to 220. Oil temp wise, driving, 45 minutes an hour on the highway and whatnot. It also made it stay directly at 250 degrees and no more when I was beating the crap out of it at Lime Rock that day. Now I got it down even lower, which right now, after driving 2 hours, it's down to 197. So obviously, with the factory oil cooler, it can only do so much, right? So ideally, what I did was I grabbed an eBay oil cooler add-on kit, and honestly, so far, it's made the biggest amount of difference. It probably doesn't reach 190, even until after I've been driving for it's gotta be at least 20 minutes. It won't even get to 190 until then. Now today it's probably, let's see what, 67 degrees by the car. I think it's like 72 out, but 72 degrees, 197 degrees Fahrenheit. It's pretty freaking good. I'll show you my setup. I just went and picked up some new wheels for the E30, so that'll be great. So basically, with this eBay oil cooler setup, it's got a little junction right here. This is magic. Got a little junction right here. Takes the factory oil coolers, puts those on the bottom, the lines, and then adds these two lines, which I have come up and down underneath through there, and then you have my oil cooler right here. I mounted it to, as you can see, I cut this bracket right here from the bottom. It goes across, drilled 2 holes up top in here, and then have the line come up, and then I have the brackets holding it up from the top. And it really actually doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't move, doesn't rattle, so that's a good idea for you guys to get into. Got some 195 50/15s. So, on the flip side of all of this, just make sure if you guys go about that, make sure everything's nice and tight. You're also going to be running about 7 quarts of oil instead of the regular 6.5 or so. I went with the 25 row oil cooler. I don't really know why I went with a 25 row. I think it was mainly because I was looking at the prices, and for I think it was a 16 row, it was 130, and the 25 was 150, and I was like, honestly, I could probably make the 25 row fit, which it does. I'm also going to upgrade the stock factory cooler so I can see if it gets any better than that. And I'm going to take out the fog lights, because if I take out the fog lights, better airflow to the oil cooler on that side would actually be not a bad investment idea. But I recommend this. I mean, you can even see the cluster itself is working pretty darn sturdy. Nowhere near fucking 250, 230. Before I did all of this, it would be around 235, 240. And I do oil changes every 3,000 miles, so shout out to FCP for that. But yeah, really recommend that. Even after driving now, it's only at 199. Big, huge plus. Big, huge plus. I also thought that maybe, just maybe, if you can take the stock factory fan shroud and oil cooler setup from a 535, maybe that would be even better than this, because the factory 5 series oil coolers off the N54s, they have 2 big intercoolers that sit right behind the radiator, which has a plus and minus obviously, but the fan's directly on it, so it's blowing, I guess, warm air at that point. Think about it. So I guess that doesn't fully help, but at the same time, it does do a good job. That car reaches maybe 210, 215, and that doesn't even have any upgraded stuff like this one does. But soon enough, this car is making its way slowly making its way to being ready for track stuff. I'm hoping I get accepted into Grid Life this year again. We'll see how that goes. I'm still on the wait list. If I do, I'm gonna have to hustle and grind, because that means it's 2 months away. What's this, June, July, August, 2 months, 2.5 months roughly. My roll cage is on the way. Jovin's hooking me up. He's gonna weld that in for me. I only grabbed a 4-point half gauge because I still did want to drive this on the road without smashing my head on anything like that. Was gonna buy a bolt-in from Auto Power, and then Jovin talked me out of that and said, well, it's kind of pointless, because if you want to be protected for sure, you'll get yourself a weld in. And I thought about it, and I was like, do I really want to do that? But I kind of made the decision that I have 4 vehicles, and honestly, if I want to take this stuff seriously, I just need to do it. So went with the welding one. Less risk of things coming apart if I do get slammed, if I do make a mistake and hit a wall or something like that. So got that on the list. I got to do a boost leak check on this thing, make sure that's all good relatively soon. What else do I have to do? I was thinking about doing an E85 kit, but I'm holding off for right now. I really don't need to run E85, and when I throw 100 octane on this car at that track, it'll be way more than enough, and it'll have all the benefits of less knock possibilities and whatnot. Besides that, I gotta grab front tires. I want to match the ones from the front to the back, or the back to the front. Although I might grab a different set of Nittos, because these only have a 360 tread wear, and I would like to go to a 200 because that's what the class allows for. I'm currently trying to buy a new wing, or a spoiler, not wing. So that way I'll actually have downforce in the rear, and then I'm going to grab the bolt-on to the frame front splitter, and then I'll grab a lip so I can get rid of the little extra space there that creates. So a lot of plans, not that much time, but I think I could get it all done. It'll just depend on parts coming in on time and whatnot. But 10 out of 10, recommend you guys adding an extra oil cooler like I did. If you don't have a factory oil cooler, I recommend you putting one in, at least bare minimum. But that's my little spiel. Like, comment, subscribe, stay tuned for more content. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.